Hello and welcome to I think seventh part. Honestly, sixth or seventh, bro. I did not mean to do the meme, but either the sixth or the seventh part of the Total Drama What If series. This will be Izzy's episode. Actually, it'll be Izzy's first of two episodes because both Izzy and Eva will be getting two episodes in this series. This episode will be What If Izzy Wasn't Crazy? Now, I know it's highly debated, everybody's seen the video, if Izzy wasn't crazy at all, and while I do actually believe that is a headcanon of mine, I think it still would be better to do a what if for where she's more obviously not crazy. So instead of it just being a headcanon, like it's an actual plot point. So we'll start with our first few people getting voted off just as in canon. Of course, you got Eva, Ezekiel, you got Noah, but then we get to Not Quite Famous. Now, that's Heather. Whoops. Now, originally in Not Quite Famous, here's how it goes. The Killer Bass still win, but when we get to elimination, we have Heather. She has Lindsay and Beth, but she just did the whole thing with reading Gwen's diary, right? So a lot of people want to vote for her, but Heather still has her confessional where she says, yeah, Owen was, or Izzy's just crazy, and Owen was a piece of cake, and Owen has his confessional eating the cake. But then Izzy has a confessional saying, yeah, she played along, but Heather's out of here. She's too big of a threat to keep around. So, with Cody still voting for Trent, these five all vote for Heather, sending Heather home screaming and whining and crying and all the things. Then, so Heather's just gone already. Then we get to the Sucky Outdoors. In the Sucky Outdoors, this is originally when Katie gets lost, and everything happens the same, including Izzy with the bear, because I feel like that would still happen, just because she's trying to keep up the persona that she's crazy. She's not crazy, but she's trying to make everyone think she's crazy. So, yeah. Also, this leads us to the Killer Basses elimination, where they still vote off Katie. Goodbye. Then we get to the Phobia Factor, which is actually exactly the same, and Izzy still, because everyone thinks Izzy lied about her fear being flying, when everyone what I think is the actual fear would be revealing that she isn't crazy. So she lies about it being flying. But it doesn't matter because this is still the episode where Tyler is eliminated. Then we get to Up the Creek. Up the Creek. Now, this is interesting. Up the Creek is when Izzy is originally chased off by the RCMP. But here's the thing. I think Izzy, being smarter, won't set off the huge explosion, which is what I believe is what caused the RCMP to go over there and get her. So instead, I think Izzy will just act like she doesn't know what to do, and after they lose, try to gather allies. At this point, though, I think Justin's pretty much, as I did in my Justin video, has gotten Lindsay and Beth on their side, and Izzy, he's trying to get Izzy, but Izzy is Izzy falls for Justin's thing in the Total Drama Island special. But I think being smart, she's like, okay, I really need to get Justin now. So I think Izzy, who Owen is attracted to at this point, is able to get Owen, as well as getting Lashana, Trent, Gwen, to all vote Justin, I think, because Izzy's still in good faith with these, and it's just like, she comes up and she's like, I don't like the way Justin's using him. I think Justin would also be getting in good with Lashana, so maybe not Lashana, but I still think these four would vote there. And then Cody still vote. Well, actually, here's another thing. I think Izzy convinces Cody that if Cody votes with them, then she'll help Cody get out Trent, because she still wants Trent. She doesn't want Trent and Gwen together because that's a huge power couple threat. So overall, Justin is eliminated in Up the Creek. So yeah, then we get to Paintball Deer Hunter. In Paintball Deer Hunter, there's no people. There's no people to boss around Lindsay and Beth now that both Heather and Justin are gone. So they actually get to hunt. And because of that, I think they actually win. Yeah, they just probably win overall. So we get to the Killer Bass. And at this point, we of course have Duncan, Courtney, Jeff, Bridget, DJ, people like that. And I think they still want to keep tormenting Harold, so I think they would just go with getting out Sadie right here. Yeah, I think that'd just be the play. Then we get to If You Can't Take the Heat. This is originally when Sadie gets voted out. Oh, wait, no, it isn't. This is the cooking challenge. Who gets voted out here? No, this is when Beth gets voted out. Okay, that reminds me. Beth still has her tiki idol, but and she reveals it to Lindsay, and Lindsay freaks out. But Izzy comes up and tells both of them that Izzy will get rid of it for them and not tell anybody if they pledge their allegiance to Izzy. And since neither of them are with anybody right now, because they had Heather, but then Heather was gone. They had Justin, but then Justin was gone. Neither of them are independent at all. I think the two bimbos go with Izzy. Izzy also still has access to Owen and has Cody's vote. Because of that, Izzy swims all the way over, because she's wild like that. She swims all the way over to. Oh, by the way, I should say for the challenge section, even though Heather isn't here, so they don't waste time doing that, they still have Owen, and Owen would probably still eat it, causing them to lose. So she swims all the way over, drops off Beth's idol at Boney Island, and then comes back, and the five of them all vote out Trent, because Lindsay and Beth won't really care. Cody wants Trent gone so that he can have Gwen all to himself. And oh, you know what I just remembered? Cody. Yeah, no. Oh, yeah. Okay, I was about to say, wait, Cody gets eaten by a bear, but some people did bring to attention. The only reason Cody gets eaten is because he's eating the bag of chips, and with no Heather to force Beth to get the chips, Cody would never get the chips, and because of that, he'd never get mauled by a bear. I completely forgot about that in some of my older ones, but in this one, Cody does not get mauled by a bear because Heather isn't here. So yeah, that's a consequence of that. So Cody's still chilling. But Trent is voted off, and yeah, Gwen is sad. Cody is very happy, though. Then we get to Who Can You Trust? This is the one where they originally vote out Sadie, yeah? This is when they originally vote out Sadie. And obviously Sadie isn't here, but I still think that Harold would be the next boot on their team, because I mean, just look at this. But I think Harold does his thing an episode early, and he rigs the votes, sending Courtney home. So yeah, goodbye Courtney. Then we get to Basic Straining, and for Basic Straining, do they still? Yeah, I think they still lose this. This is originally when Courtney gets the votes rigged against her. I think the Gophers still win this, especially with Izzy here locked in. And I think the four of these people obviously vote off Harold, and Harold doesn't, in canon, he doesn't rig the votes twice, so in here he doesn't rig the votes twice. So this happens in episode early, but then we get to Extreme Torture. This is originally when Harold gets voted out, and at this point the Killer Bass are kind of getting bullied, but there's not really much I can do about it. So I'm sorry, they gotta lose again. And I think realistically, this is where Jeff is told that he has to vote out Bridget by the other two dudes. And you know what? I don't think Jeff does it. I think Jeff and Bridget vote Duncan, forcing a tie between Duncan and Bridget. And realistically, Bridget gets out here. But I still think Duncan is now gunning for Jeff, and they're not on good terms. This leads us to our boys versus girls, where I think we do actually conveniently have 5 guys, yep, being Owen, Cody, Duncan, DJ, and Jeff, versus 5 girls, being Izzy, Lindsay, Beth, LaShawna, and Gwen. The only differences here are Izzy instead of Heather, Beth instead of Bridget, and Cody instead of Trent. So, oh yeah, Cody's also been really creeping out Gwen, even more so, because now with no Trent for him to be respectful towards after accepting Trent and Gwen are together, Cody is just being a weirdo. So yeah, I think because they have Owen, obviously Cody's worse than Trent at this challenge, but because they have Owen, obviously the boys are still going to win this challenge. Izzy is kind of insane. I almost said crazy. She's not crazy, but she's kind of insane in these kind of challenges. So I think it would probably come down to Owen versus Izzy, but I think Owen just edges out Izzy. So yeah. Sorry, I was freaking taking a drink of water. This is our merge cast. So yeah, congratulations to all of them. I think this is the first time in one of these videos that Beth has made it, and the first time Bridget hasn't. Now, then we have our 2 things. Now, the person who was eliminated originally in Up the Creek was Izzy, and the reason Izzy comes back is because she ran away in Up the Creek. But since Izzy doesn't, and they still bring back 2 people, I think they bring back 2 fan favorites. And while you could make an argument for like Tyler or Justin, I think they still go Eva, as in canon, and then they bring back Heather as one of them. So, yeah, Heather's back. And here's what I think the current standings are like. We have Owen, Jeff, Owen, Izzy, Lindsay, Beth. Cody's not really with them anymore. And since Lindsay and Beth still have a blind obedience to Heather at this point, since she wasn't here long enough to piss them off yet, I think Izzy comes to Heather and says that Heather can join in, but Izzy's the boss. So yeah, they have this 5. Then I think there's the Guys Alliance, and I think Duncan replaces Jeff with Cody and comes up to Owen and tries to get Owen in, but Owen says he's already in Alliance, and Duncan's like, oh, with who? And Owen says, yeah, with Izzy, Heather, Lindsay, and Beth. And then he's like, wait, I probably shouldn't have said that. And Duncan's like, yeah, you really shouldn't. So Eva doesn't have a Bridget to target, and I don't think she'd have a new target. I don't know why she targeted Bridget so hard, but without Bridget here, I think Eva doesn't have an insane target. So, I think Izzy wins this, or Izzy doesn't win in canon. So I think actually LaShawna still wins this challenge, and when sent to elimination, it looks like it's going to be Eva, but Duncan, Cody, DJ, Jeff, LaShawna, or not Jeff, Cody, Duncan, DJ, LaShawna, Gwen, and Eva all vote for, I think they'd probably vote, who would they vote? These 2 aren't big threats. Izzy is a kind of crazy threat, but I think realistically, they probably want to vote Owen for being so unreliable. Also, well, no, because he's likable. Nah, I'd probably just be Heather for being a bitch. Yeah, I'd probably be between Heather and Izzy, to be honest. And then Eva and Jeff are just kind of there. I don't think they'd vote with this group, so yeah. Izzy's minorly annoyed by the fact that Heather's gone already, but I mean, what's she gonna do about it? This leads us to Search and Do Not Destroy, where it is very clear that the producers gave the main antagonist immunity, which means I think I wouldn't know if I'd say like full-on antagonist just yet, but I think they'd still give, sorry, I was checking something. They'd still give Izzy immunity. So these 4 need more allies, and I think the way Izzy does that is she gets probably Jeff. She can also, I think, probably get because these four have made a little pact, and I think she can get Cody for because I think at this point when it's just Gwen and Cody with no Trent, I think Gwen would probably have already exploded at this point, and said and told off Cody a bunch. So Cody would be depressed and want to vote Gwen. So I think with Jeff also wanting to just get away from these group and get this group whittled down, I think he'd want to vote Duncan, but he really can't. So I think these he'd align with these four, and these five would all vote for Gwen. But also we have Eva here, and I still don't really know what Eva would do. I think she'd just be in her own world. I think between the two, she'd probably side. She probably wouldn't side with anyone. I don't know. She's probably not voting for. I think these these four, by the way, are probably voting for either like Lindsay or Beth. Probably Lindsay. But I think Eva's just in her own world, so it doesn't matter. I think Gwen is eliminated in Search and Do Not Destroy. So yeah, sorry her. Then we get to Hide and Be Sneaky. For Hide and Be Sneaky, this is originally the episode in which Bridget goes home, but obviously that whole little plot happened earlier. So I think Izzy, keeping her promise to Jeff, goes ahead and gets Duncan out. Now, you might think that the next 3 episodes is just going to be DJ, Lashana, Eva, until you realize that we have the bullshit episode, That's Off the Chain. And in That's Off the Chain, I think Izzy, being smart, gets Lindsay to do the same thing Lindsay does for Heather. She'll still have majority at the end of this. So she doesn't really care about Lindsay getting out. And Izzy goes through the finish line, then Lindsay goes in, and Lindsay gets out due to bullshit. As for the people that weren't here originally, I don't think Beth would do that good, and I don't think Eva. Eva would do good. I don't think she'd cross the final finish line, though. So, yeah. Then we get to Hook, Line, and Screamer, and with no Harold to bail him out, I think it's DJ. Now, you could make an argument for 2 of the new people that are here being Beth and Cody, but it's actually canonical that Beth cannot scream. That's canon, and that you learn that in action, which is kind of weird. And then as for Cody, I think Cody's probably going on a little manly arc of his own right now, trying to be super manly, because after what Glenn did, he's trying to lock in, he's lifting weights and stuff like that. So I don't think he would get in there. I think Eva, if anything, Eva's starting to get impressed with Cody. So yeah, Hook, Line, and Screamer is DJ's episode once again. Then we get freaking Wawanakwa Gone Wild. And originally, this is actually Izzy's second elimination episode, if I believe correctly. Yes, it is. But I think in this episode, we'll say who originally wins immunity. Originally, the immunity goes to Owen is now in the cage, but they attack him and said, did anybody get immunity? Oh, I don't think... Yeah, I know that. I think they just get the victory dinner. Yeah, okay, so nobody gets immunity. So I think that Izzy decides to take this chance to get out Eva. So she tries to get all 5 of these people to vote for Eva. By the way, at this point, Izzy is playing Owen into being in love with him, but she's not actually... Since she's smarter, she does what she's using the same logic as she does as Brainzilla and World Tour, where... they aren't compatible, so they shouldn't be in a relationship, but she's still playing Owen into thinking that they're in a relationship, but Izzy actually isn't. Izzy doesn't want to be with Owen. So these 3, I think, would pretty easily vote Eva, but I think that Cody would be able to convince Beth, because Beth has a crush on Cody originally, and now I think, and kisses Cody while he's mauled by the bears. Now especially, I think Cody's able to impress Beth into having a crush on him. So Cody, not wanting to have Eva get out, gets these 4, and they all switch up. And realistically, I think this would be Izzy's episode until it's revealed right before the voting. Izzy pulls something out of Beth. She's like, "Wait, 1 second," and Beth's like, or everyone's like, "What?" And Izzy's like, Beth, what's that in your pocket? And Beth's like, oh, I don't know. And she pulls out the tiki statue from Boney Island, and everyone freaks out. Now, you might be wondering, I thought Izzy went and threw it away. But actually, no, Izzy's been hiding it in her backpack. She just swam over to there and then acted like she put it and then swam back. And then right before elimination, she overheard about Beth and Cody's plan. So she instead slips it back into Beth's pocket right before, and everyone votes Beth out of fear. So yeah, locked in for Izzy. Then we have trial by tri-arm triathlon. And since Gwen isn't here to pair up with Jeff, I think realistically, we go Jeff and Eva, we go Cody and Lashana, and we go Owen and Izzy. Now, Owen's like, oh, perfect, we're going to win so much because he's with Izzy. But Izzy doesn't like being around Owen in this universe. She's just getting really tired of Owen. So I think eventually, while they're about to win, Izzy knows all the eliminated contestants in order, and Owen probably farts or something and knocks it over, and Izzy freaking crashes out, and he screams at him and makes him run off crying, even though they're actually, I think, handcuffed together in this, if I remember correctly, but whatever. As for Jeff and Eva, obviously they just have conflicting personalities, but I think Jeff would be able to calm Eva down a little bit, and they bond a little bit, but not as much as like Jeff and Gwen did. Then, of course, there's Cody and Lashana, who I think just have opposing personalities. But after Izzy and Owen's whole thing, I think Cody and Lashana would be able to pull through here. And yeah, this is probably going to be where, now that these two have immunity, I think Izzy blows up at Owen. And because of that, she wants to get Owen out. And Izzy has Jeff's vote, but like, what else is she gonna do? She really needed this immunity, but now because of Owen, she can't. So Owen obviously votes Izzy. I think Jeff, seeing that whole thing, votes Izzy. Eva votes Izzy. Lashana votes Izzy. Cody votes Izzy, and Izzy tells Owen that she never loved him and leaves in the trial by tri-arm triathlon. This leads us to our final five. This is such a weird final five. So yeah, then we get to Hot Kamchor. And for Hot Kamchor, I think Lashana still gets bullshitted out. I'm sorry. It's just how it is. She's always has to get 5th. I think she actually got 6th in one of my videos, but she almost always has to get 5th. She can never go higher than 5th because of that bullshit. Unless Katie and Sadie make it far, but I don't know if that'll ever happen. Unless Sadie, in Sadie's video, Sadie gets really far. That's like the only shot. So yeah, this gets us to Camp Castaways, and I think this would be a very chaotic Camp Castaways episode. Cody would be, Cody's super manly in this timeline at this point. And I think Cody and Eva... Actually, am I going to do it? No, I'm not going to ship Cody and Eva. But I am going to say Cody and Eva have become really good friends. Not shipped, though. But Cody and Eva probably work together while Jeff just freaks out and Owen goes crazy. But yeah, nobody actually gets eliminated here. And this leads us to Are We There Yeti? Jeff and Owen are friends, while Cody and Eva are stronger friends. But Cody and Eva, I think, just overall are smarter and stronger and would win this challenge. And when asked who to vote off, I think I was gonna say he'd vote off Jeff, but I actually think he'd vote off Owen, because Owen, in this universe, we can say Owen is about to win, and he still takes freaking Chef or Chris's, whoever it was, is cinnamon rolls, and that causes him to get mad. And since he likes Jeff, unlike Duncan, who he does not like, I think he still makes Owen go home this episode. Then we get to our I Triple Dog Dare You, where I think Eva and Cody probably try to tag team Jeff. But here's the thing. I really want to add more diversity to these videos, and I think I did a good job of doing that. But one of the problems is that Jeff is a finalist in almost every single one of them. Like the strong majority. but I think he just outlasts Cody in I Triple Dog Dare You. And obviously Eva does as well. Well, actually, hold on. Because Cody's super manly in this timeline, he's been training, and I actually think this would be he's probably developed a crush on Eva at this point, so he's trying to impress Eva. And I think Eva and Cody would probably be because now in this timeline with Cody being super strong, he's gotten over being weirdo to Gwen in this timeline. That'll also make him a more deserving finalist and not just a freaking incel weirdo. I think these two are able to tag team Jeff, and Jeff goes away a lot more chill. I think that's realistic while also giving more diversity to the season. Then we get to our finale, which has Cody and Eva, which I think in either ending, I think they actually get together in the end of either ending. But I think Cody's definitely the more canon one to me because Eva was gone from the second boot to like the merge. So I don't think if you come back, you shouldn't warrant you freaking getting a whole win. But yeah, she'll still have her ending. So if you think Eva should win this, you can. While Cody, I think, deserves the win. And I think rooting for Cody, I think Gwen would root for Cody out of respect for him and they probably have a respectful conversation. Gwen and Trent are a lot more together at this point because they both have obviously been with at Pela de la Losers together. But I think Cody would apologize to Gwen near the beginning of the episode, and they'd be chill. So yeah, that's gonna end it for What If Izzy Wasn't Crazy. I hope y'all enjoyed, and I hope to catch y'all in the next one where we will be doing. Actually, what will we be doing? Hold on. What will we be doing? Up the creek. No. Phobia Factor. Phobia Factor is when Tyler gets out. Yeah, I already did Tyler's. We'll be doing Beth. It's because Paintball Deer Hunter is when Beth originally gets out. So yeah, I hope y'all are excited to see Beth's episode, and I hope to catch y'all in the next episode. That was a terrible outro. See ya.